tab is the Estimated Due Date tab, or the EDD. The EDD tab is used as a guide for calculating and managing the patient's expected delivery date. Information populated on this screen will update the EDD in the header section of the flow sheet. So let me click on the EDD here. Okay, in the initial DD, you can enter the dates, such as the last menstrual period, let's say it was in June, or the initial exam, or any of the ultrasound dates. So you enter the dates, and then you can click Select next to the date you want to use as the initial DD. So then if I want to use this one, I'll click Select. That shows up at the bottom. So you can enter your initials and then click Save. If the EDD date is changed, it will only change the final EDD date, not the initial EDD. This allows a record to be kept of both the initial estimated due date and the final estimated due date. You can change the ED date by selecting the Select button. If you intend to do future ultrasounds, do not lock the note, or you will be unable to update the information on the page without unlocking. So just save the page. If the note is locked, the Save, Lock, and Select buttons will be removed. If the note is locked, the Select button is removed from the screen, so the EDD dates will not be able to be changed. If any changes are made to the initial EDD date, by clicking Select, it will only change the initial EDD date unless the final EDD date is selected. So let's say they came in, they had an ultrasound, and somehow this calculated a different due date. You can come click Select, and it changes that initial EDD. Later on, when the patient comes in and you want to add the additional ultrasounds, you can do so. So let's say this calculated, again, a different date. If you click Select, it changes the final EDD. So you have the initial and the EDD update. And just to repeat, if you change the EDD date, the EDD on the update, it changes only the final EDD. If you change it on the left, on the initial, it will only change the initial EDD. Next, we have the